Hello, all you people out there. Yes, I am back. I had a vacation and I was not able to make videos for a while. But yeah, my name is Judah, and welcome back to another meeting of the Hangry Fan Club. Now, this is not about Dark Deception, so it's not considered a meeting of the Hangry Fan Club. But still, we got a Pokemon video. So, I've been a fan of Pokemon for a long time, and I've loved Pokemon, like, a lot. So anyway, I'm doing this video because I wanted to share with you guys my favorite Pokemon of each type. Because, my opinions of Pokemon have changed over the years because I've loved Pokemon for such a long time. So I'm going to tell you all my favorite Pokemon of each type. So yeah, and I'm going to be using and showing you pictures with the help of these books. So yeah, with that being said, let's get right into it. Starting with normal type. I nearly need to catch my breath. Okay. So, give me a minute, guys. I'm trying to find it. Here we are. My favorite normal type is Porygon. Which one? This one. Yes, I think the original Porygon is the best one. Porygon is a normal type in Gen 1. Introduced in Gen 1. It first had no evolution, but in Gen 2, it was given an evolution to evolve into Porygon 2, and then in Gen 4, it was given the evolution to evolve into Porygon Z, which is pretty cool. I'll show them to you. Here's Porygon 2 and Porygon Z. The reason I'm showing you these pictures is just to make sure, like, if there's any people who don't remember which Pokemon it is out there, they can get the picture and I'll show them. But yeah, I like Porygon because he doesn't look like a Pokemon. He looks like, he looks kind of like a geometrical machine, kind of. And it's really cool. He was created from programming code and can return to that form of to navigate cyberspace, which I think is really cool. And overall, I just think he's awesome. I'm so glad they put him in Sword and Shield. But yeah, I might add him to my team. I'm thinking about it. I have a friend I trade Pokemon with, so I can get a Porygon Z easily. So yeah, okay. So yeah, Porygon is my favorite normal type. That's why I like Porygon. Okay. My favorite grass type is Bulbasaur. Good old Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is a grass and poison type, and is given it is the starter in Gen 1, the grass starter in Gen 1. It evolves into Ivysaur, and then from Ivysaur into Venusaur. And here's the evolution chart down here if you want to look. And there's Venusaur's Mega Evolution right there. I honestly didn't like much of Venusaur's Mega Evolution. I do like Venusaur, though. I think Venusaur is a really good Pokemon. The design isn't as intriguing as Bulbasaur, which is why Bulbasaur is my favorite. But Venusaur is still a very good Pokemon. But Bulbasaur is my favorite because Bulbasaur looks the most simple and looks the cutest. And honestly, I like the design the best. You know what I mean? So yeah. My favorite fire type is Blaziken. Yes, good old Blaziken. Blaziken is a fire and fighting type, and it evolves from Torchic, the Gen 3 fire type starter. Torchic evolves into Combusken, and then from Combusken to Blaziken. Here's the evolution down below. I don't feel like flipping to the pages, so I'm just going to show that to you. I love Blaziken's design. I love that it is a fighting type, and I think it makes it for a pretty powerful Pokemon, considering it has rock type coverage. I also think its Mega Evolution is the best out of Sceptile, Blaziken, and Swampert. They were all really weird, but I think Blaziken was the best one. Well, I wouldn't say weird, they were just you know? Okay. That's my favorite fire type. I'm trying to go through this quickly so this video isn't, like, super long. But still, my favorite water type is Inteleon. Inteleon is my favorite water type. Inteleon is the newest water type starter Pokemon, introduced in Gen 8, and evolves from Sobble. Sobble evolves into Drizzile, and Drizzile evolves into Inteleon. It stays a water type, just water type, for the whole evolution. So does Scorbunny stays fire, and Grookey stays grass, but whatever. But anyway, I think Inteleon is awesome looking, and I love how he can shoot. He's got finger guns. Bro, he's the better Cuphead. But anyways, and also, I think he has the best Gigantamax form. I think Inteleon's Gigantamax form looks super cool. I like how he makes it, his tail is made out of, like, he grows his tail and it makes, like, a, you know what I mean. Just look it up. It's not in this book, so this is only for the main game. No DLC in this book. Sorry. Anyways, let's get to electric. Actually, I should do it in this book. Never mind. Just give me a minute, guys. My favorite electric type is Rotom. Good old Rotom. Okay, can you guys see that? I know the light of my lamp is kind of Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Rotom is a electric and ghost type, and it was originally introduced in Gen 4. The reason I like Rotom a lot is because he can change his type and stats depending on what form he takes. So here's all of his forms down here. Here's Heat, which makes him electric and fire. Wash, which makes him electric and water. Frost, which makes him electric and ice. Fan, which makes him electric and flying, which I think is the worst one. And Mow, which makes him electric and grass. I think Heat is the best one, because I like that type better. But yeah, I like Rotom a lot. I think Rotom is a really cool Pokemon who is underrated. So yeah, there's that. My favorite ground type... Now, let me say this first. I have not shown love to a lot of ground types, but I just decided to figure out what my favorite one was anyway. But anyways, I figured it out. My favorite one is Garchomp. Garchomp was introduced in Gen 4 and is a dragon and ground type. It evolves from Gible, who evolves into Gabite, and then Garchomp. Here's the evolution down below. So Garchomp is I think Garchomp's really cool looking. I think he was well designed. And I think he's overall a really powerful Pokemon. His Mega Evolution is also decent. It's not the best, definitely not. I'm going to explain my favorite after this is all over. But still, Garchomp's my favorite ground type. Okay, so the reason I'm showing you pictures is because if any of you guys watching don't know what the Pokemon is, you're here to see what it looks like. So yeah, my favorite rock type is Kabutops. I know. I feel like that one's also underrated. Anyways, Kabutops is a rock and water type and was introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Kabuto, which you get by restoring from a fossil. And then from there, you evolve it into Kabutops. Pretty cool, huh? So, Kabutops is super cool looking. I wish I had one in real life. Actually, I don't. It looks pretty dangerous. Those hand blades. But yeah, but still, he looks really, really cool. And I think, I hope, and I'm so excited to play him in the Crown Tundra. Yeah, he's gonna be in the Crown Tundra, guys. So is Ammonite and Amistar. So yeah, next, give me a minute to catch my breath. Okay, there we go. My favorite fighting type is Lucario, who's also one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Lucario is a fighting and steel type, who was introduced in Gen 4 and evolves from Riolu. Lucario, is awesome. I think he's a really awesome Pokemon looking, and I wish that, I've used him before, and he is really good. In Sword and Shield, I've used him. And I just think he's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I think he's just so iconic, and he's just really clever and nice. Well, not as in, like, awesome. Alright, next. Oh, this is going to be a long video. I'm not even halfway done with this video. I'm going to be out of breath by the time I'm done with this. Anyways. My favorite flying type is Staraptor, the Gen 4 regional bird. As I said before, it's a Gen 4 Pokemon introduced in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It is a normal and flying type, and it evolves from Starly, who evolves into Staravia, and then Staraptor. Staraptor is my favorite regional bird, and probably my favorite bird of all time in the Pokemon series. And Staraptor is a super, really cool Pokemon. I've also heard he's really good, too. He's really good to have on your team in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. So yeah, I really like Staraptor. Next, Psychic. Great, Psychic. Psychic is another type I haven't really shown a lot of love for. There's never really a Pokemon I showed love for. But when it came down to it, I decided to pick Gallade. Gallade is a super awesome Psychic Pokemon. It is a Psychic and Fighting Pokemon, and it was introduced in Gen 4. Although, it evolves from Ralts, Ralts was introduced in Gen 3, and originally it evolves into Curlia and then Gardevoir. But in Gen 4, it was given a split decision. If you have a male Curlia and you give it a Dusk Stone, it evolves into Gallade, which is a Psychic and Fighting type. But then again, Gardevoir and Gallade both work differently. But I think Gallade is better. I think he looks more awesome, and his Mega Evolution is better too. Mega Gardevoir just looks lame, but that is awesome. Look at that. I think Mega Gallade is one of my favorite Megas of all time. He's not my favorite. You're going to learn that by the end of the video. But yeah, there we go. My favorite bug type. Okay, so this one took me a while to figure out, but eventually I decided on Heracross. Reasons? I'll tell you. Heracross is a bug and fighting type from Gen 2, and it does not have an evolution. And Mega Evolution doesn't count. So, I think it is a super cool Pokemon. I think it's a really good looking bug type, and it's got a great Mega. Look at that. Honestly, I think that Mega is underrated. So, I really like Mega Heracross. I think he's really cool. And I want to get a 3DS XL so I can play X and Y. And I want to play Pokemon X and Alpha Sapphire and try out those Megas. I want to do it. And I'm gonna do it. So, yeah. Next up is Poison. Okay. So, alas, I can't share a picture with this one because this Pokemon is brand new. Okay, Poison is my least favorite Pokemon type of all time. Normal being second. Because Poison, I haven't showed enough love for Poison, and I feel like it just doesn't have enough strengths, and it just feels like it kind of needs more, if you ask me. I feel like Poison is more of a better, like, dual type thing, you know what I mean? But my favorite Poison type is Galarian Slowbro. I can't show you a picture because that's in the new Pokemon, but Galarian Slowbro, I think Slowbro is much better than the original, and I think that he looks cooler, and he's actually got a signature move. So I think that's really cool. I think they should have given Galar Slowbro a G-Max form. That would have been cool. I would have loved to see that. But anyways, that was my really short description. We're moving on. My favorite ghost type is Aegislash. Now, I love this Pokemon because of how unique it is. Aegislash was was introduced in Gen 6, and it evolves from Honedge and from Doublade, and Honedge evolves into Doublade, and if you give Honedge a Dusk Stone, right? Isn't it Dusk Stone? I think it's Dusk Stone, yeah. A Dusk Stone, it evolves into Aegislash. Now, Aegislash is a very unique Pokemon to learn in battle because of its two forms. Shield form is very defensive, and it has a lot of defense, but if you switch into Blade form, it has a lot of high attack and special attack, but has very low defense. And I think that's really awesome, making him a really tricky person to use, but also really cool at the same time. And also, he just looks really cool. Like, I think he's just a really cool Pokemon overall. So that's why I like that. My favorite dark type... Oh, man, he's all the way back here. My favorite dark type is Zoroark. Honestly, there aren't a lot of dark types I like, but I love Zoroark. I'm so glad they put him in the DLC. Zoroark was introduced in Gen 5, and he's just a pure dark type. And he evolves from Zorua, who is also super cute. Zoroark isn't. Zorua is. Zoroark is a great Pokemon to use. At least I think so. I mean, I think he's really cool. I don't know if he's a good Pokemon, but I think he's really cool looking. He can make illusions, so if you send out, like, let's say I sent out Pikachu, but it was actually Zoroark, because you had Pikachu on your team. It can make illusions and stuff like that, which is actually really cool. I think Zoroark is an awesome Pokemon who looks really cool, and he's one of the only dark types I like. But anyways, next up. My favorite dragon type is Dragonite. Honestly, he does look kind of goofy, but honestly, I think he is adorable, and I think he is really powerful. Dragonite, Dragonite's coming to the Crown Tundra, so yeah. Dragonite was introduced in Gen 1 and is Dragon and Flying type. It evolves from Dratini, who becomes Dragonair, and then Dragonite. So Dragonite is a really cool Pokemon who is very powerful and can learn a whole bunch of moves. And I can't wait to use one in the Crown Tundra. I'm definitely going to make a Crown Tundra team. And I'm going to make one full of legendaries and full of regular Pokemon. And I might have one with a full of Dragonites. Because Dragonite is a super awesome Pokemon. Alright, next up. My favorite fairy type. Now, this Pokemon was originally a normal and flying type, but type got changed. Is Togekiss. Togekiss, that is a really good looking Pokemon. Togekiss was introduced in Gen 4. So Togepi and Togetic were introduced in Gen 2, where you could level up Togepi, hatch Togepi, get high friendship, get Togetic. But in Gen 4, if you give Togetic a shiny stone, it becomes Togekiss. And it gets pretty powerful. Very powerful. And I think Togekiss is a super good Pokemon. It's got really high special attack. People use it in, like, online, at least in Sword and Shield they do. It's a really popular Pokemon. But yeah, Togekiss is a super cool Pokemon. I think it's really cute. And honestly, I've never shown love to a lot of fairy types, but Togekiss. So I really like Togekiss. And Togepi is super cute. Togepi might be the cutest Pokemon of all time, if you ask me. Alright, next up. My favorite Steel type is actually Bisharp. This dude is awesome. I love Bisharp. Bisharp was introduced in Gen 5, evolving from Ponyard. He's a Dark and Steel type. Bisharp is a really cool guy who can learn a lot of good moves. I think that Bisharp has a lot of potential. And, well, I've used one before in Sword and Shield. It's really good. I've destroyed Mimikyus. Goodness. And I just think Bisharp is, like, really powerful. Teach it Sucker Punch, and it will destroy those pesky Dragapults. Maybe Mimikyus. But since it's fairy... But that's a good way to get that disguise out of there. Maybe. I don't know. But still, Bisharp is a very cool Pokemon who can learn a lot of good moves. And I think you guys should try him out. So yeah. And finally, last but definitely not least, my favorite Ice type is Articuno. And it's the only legendary on this list. Articuno is an awesome Pokemon. And of course, it's the Kanto Articuno. Galar Articuno's Psychic type. Articuno is really awesome Pokemon. I think it looks super cool. I think it's one of the best out of the Kanto birds. And I think it is, like, I think it just looks really good. It was introduced in Gen 1, and it's the Ice type of the legendary birds. It's an Ice and Flying type. And I don't know which cave it can be found in. I didn't play Leaf Green for that long. But, you know, I am really excited to see the Galar forms of the birds. I mean, Galar Articuno is not my favorite. I'm going to get Moltres. I think Moltres looks the coolest. Looks really awesome. But anyways, yes. Now to end it, I will tell you my favorite Mega Evolution of all time. And my favorite Mega is Mega Charizard X. Super awesome. Look at that. Mega Charizard Y, the type stays the same. But with X, it becomes a Fire and Dragon type. Meaning it takes half damage from water. I think, and electric. I mean, it doesn't become a flying type anymore. I think Mega Charizard X is super awesome. He's super cool, and he deserves to be awesome. So yeah, that concludes this video. What are your favorite Pokemon? Well, don't tell me your favorite Pokemon of each type. How about you tell me your 3 favorite Pokemon of all time in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next meeting.